Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, recently detained 2 vessels and 44 crew members for alleged illegal anchoring in Johor waters. The first vessel, a Sierra Leone registered cargo ship, was apprehended near Tanjung Penawar with 15 Bangladeshi and Indonesian crew members. On the other hand, the second incident involved a Comoros registered tanker near Tanjung Balau, with 29 crew members from India, Pakistan, and Iran on board. Both arrested vessels lacked permits, highlighting the enforcement of Malaysia's maritime laws. The news about Malaysia's Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, detaining ships for illegal anchoring is directly relevant to Admiralty jurisdiction, as it demonstrates the exercise of a state's authority over maritime activities within its territorial waters. Admiralty jurisdiction includes the enforcement of laws related to navigation, maritime contracts, and offenses occurring in territorial seas. The MMEA's actions in seizing vessels and arresting crew members align with the principles of Admiralty jurisdiction, emphasizing the need to regulate maritime conduct to protect national sovereignty and uphold international maritime laws. The case of Nassau Maritime Holdings shares similarities with the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA's, crackdown on illegal anchoring and unauthorized operations. Both situations involve the enforcement of maritime laws to ensure compliance with legal and operational standards in shipping. While the present case pertains to financial disputes and maritime liens, the MMEA's actions highlight the regulation of unauthorized anchoring and ship-to-ship transfers. Both underscore the significance of upholding maritime jurisdiction and legal frameworks to maintain order in international waters.
The case involved Nassau Maritime Holdings plaintiff and Lambert Navigation Limited defendant, owners of the vessel Cape Lambert. A 2008 loan agreement secured by a mortgage on the vessel was later assigned to the plaintiff in 2019. After the defendant defaulted, the plaintiff terminated the contract and filed a $24.5 million United States dollars claim in rem at the High Court of Malaya on the 28th of March 2020, leading to the vessel's arrest in Labuan waters. The defendant challenged the arrest and jurisdiction, arguing Labuan falls under the High Court of Sabah and Sarawak. The court dismissed the challenge, upheld Admiralty jurisdiction, and awarded 15,000 Malaysian ringgits in costs to the plaintiff. The issues in this case are: 1. Whether the Admiralty jurisdiction of the court was wrongfully invoked concerning the vessel Cape Lambert. 2. Whether the arrest of the vessel was wrongful, justifying the defendant's request for a declaration to that effect. 3. Whether the service of the writ in rem and the warrant of arrest against the vessel should be set aside due to procedural irregularities. In Malaysia, Admiralty jurisdiction under the High Court is derived from Section 24B of the Courts of Judicature Act 1964 CJA, aligning with the UK Senior Courts Act 1981. Actions in rem can be brought against ships or related property under Section 21 of the UK SCA for claims such as ownership, possession disputes, mortgages, or forfeitures. These actions apply regardless of ownership or the writ's location, as long as it is issued within the Federation. Section 7(2) of the CJA and Article 121(3) of the Federal Constitution ensure that court orders are enforceable nationwide. The Federal Court, in Pantai Bayu Ms. SD and BHD v Southern Bank BHD 2009, confirmed that writs issued by one High Court are valid across all jurisdictions in Malaysia.
This case shows how Malaysian Admiralty law deals with ship arrests and financial disputes. Lambert Navigation Ltd, the owner of Cape Lambert, failed to repay a loan secured by a ship mortgage. The plaintiff, Nassau Maritime Holdings DAC, which took over the lender's rights, filed a claim against the ship to recover $24.9 million. The High Court of Malaya issued an arrest warrant for the ship, which the defendant challenged. The defendant argued that the High Court of Malaya had no authority since the ship was in Labuan, under the High Court of Sabah and Sarawak. However, the court ruled that Admiralty jurisdiction applies across Malaysia. It referred to the Courts of Judicature Act 1964 and the UK Senior Courts Act 1981, which allow claims against a ship regardless of its location. The court also reviewed whether the arrest followed the proper legal steps. It found that the plaintiff met all requirements, including filing the right documents and showing clear evidence of default. The court rejected the defendant's argument that the arrest was not carried out correctly. The defendant claimed the arrest caused financial losses and disrupted operations, but the court dismissed this. It said ship arrests are necessary to secure claims, especially since ships can easily leave the country. The court confirmed the arrest was fair and reasonable. In the end, the court upheld the ship's arrest, awarded RM 15,000 in costs to the plaintiff, and clarified the law on Admiralty jurisdiction. This case highlights the importance of following legal procedures and shows how ship arrests are an effective way to recover debts when ship owners fail to repay loans.
Mình